What up everyone, it's your boy X-Man87 here, bringing you another Marvel Legends video, and what I have for you today is the Marvel Legends Spider-Man 90s animated series Retro Wave Peter Parker action figure review. Before I get into everything, if you could please leave a thumbs up like rating on the video, it'll help show your support for my channel and I greatly appreciate it. Now with that said, let's get it! As we take a look at the head sculpt, you got these big nerdy glasses that you could tell right off the back. They're big and round, they're not translucent, you got this pearlescent white painted on it and then there's black around it. The glasses are not removable, however you can lift them up so you can see his eyes underneath, and it's a different head sculpt from the last Peter Parker we got. As you can see, this one had more of a smirk kind of expression. You know, this is a good Peter Parker head. I like this one a lot. Would have been nice if the glasses were removable, but as you could see, they are sculpted on or glued on right there. So it would have been nice to at least get an alternate head with modern looking glasses. But I could tell the look they were going for here, and it's heavily Steve Ditko inspired, and I'm totally cool with that. And I like the hair sculpt here. As you can see, the hair sculpt looks really smooth. It looks nicely combed over. As you compare it to the last Peter Parker head, you can see that it's a little bit more shaggy and not as smooth as this one. So yeah, I like this one too. You know, they're both good Peter Parker head sculpts. For the rest of the body is pretty simple. He's got the Stan Lee jacket, as you can see, in a brown color. And then he has the button-down shirt in a light blue color. And you got the hands on the right. He has the vertical hinge. And on the left, he has the regular hinge. You got the belt painted in brown, the belt buckle in gold. And then for the legs, we've seen this before on the San Diego Comic-Con exclusive Iron Fist. So he's got the blue pants, kind of baggy and wrinkly at the bottom. And then the sneakers in white. So that's pretty much it. And for accessories, he comes with this Spider Sense reaction kind of head, and I know what they were going for here, as they were doing another Steve Ditko kind of style. So definitely these two heads were heavily Steve Ditko inspired. So looking at the Spider-Man mask side of it, that looks good, man. The cobwebs came out really clean, but unfortunately I have some splotch right there on the eye, so that's bothersome. The red didn't come out crisp here on this side, but it is what it is. Definitely like the expression here. It's like if you had too much tacos midday and then you get out of work and you're stuck in traffic and you get that face like, oh shit, I gotta take a deuce. Yeah, that's definitely this. Yeah, it looks pretty cool. Got a little Superman curl going on right there at the top. Hair is nicely combed over. I really like how this was executed. And while I know they were going for this Spider Sense reaction, they kind of missed the mark by not adding a Spider Sense effect to, you know, add to this drama. So I did add the Can of Beam Spider Sense effect to make it pop. And look at that. That looks freaking epic. And we have yet to get a Spider Sense effect accessory for Marvel Legends. What's up with that? And lastly, it comes with a camera. You know, it's Peter Parker. You need a camera with him. And this is one thick camera. Definitely one of those old school looking cameras. And you got silver painted right there at the top. So it looks pretty cool. Only thing I wish for is that it had kind of like this strap that you can hang on his neck. That would have been cool. But it's probably better off that they didn't do that. So you can display it in his hand so you can take pictures free-handed. That looks really good. Definitely grips it so much better on the right hand. He doesn't really grip it at all on the left hand. It's just, yeah, not made for that. So plus the vertical hinge on that hand helps to capture these photographer like poses, and as a photographer myself, you know, I really love this accessory, so this is really dope. And you can have some fun doing some head swaps. So here's the other Peter Parker head on this body, so this looks good. You could do a swap with the Stan Lee figure. It kind of works, but his neck looks a little too long here, and then the skin tone is just off, so I'll pass on this swap. So I tried to put the comic Old Man Logan head on the Logan movie Charles Xavier body to get an Uncle Ben, but I got this grumpy ass Uncle Ben. I think this base body could work as an Uncle Ben if they ever do a family pack like that. I'll probably ask the homie Jay Vega to make me a custom Uncle Ben head, because I do have an idea for an Aunt May figure, and I feel like the Star Wars Black Series Vice Admiral Holdo, whatever her name is, I think that would be a good buck for Aunt May. Probably paint the hair gray and just modify the body a bit. I'm just curious how that will look. And I was hoping to get a civilian looking Eddie Brock with this X2 movie Logan, But yeah, head is way too big. But I really would like a civilian Eddie Brock. I have some good ideas in mind for some pictures of that. And for whatever reason, if you want your Peter Parker partially dressed as Spider-Man to get ready for battle, you can swap some of the Spider-Man parts like the hands and the head on this figure. And for some reason, this looks really cool. I do wish he came with these pair of wall-crawling hands in a flesh tone. That would have looked really nice. But you can use the Shang-Chi hands or the Hand Ninja hands right here, so you do have options. Here's how the Peter Parker head looks on the Spider-Man body, and I think this looks really good. And here's how the alternate head looks. To cover articulation with Peter Parker, his head moves that far up and moves that far down, moves left, right, and it does pivot. His arms move this far up, down, all around, shoulder swivel, bicep swivel, double jointed elbows, you got the wrist swivel and the wrist hinge. You got the ab crunch that moves that far forward, that far back, waist swivel, legs move that far apart. I wish his legs could move further out because, you know, he's Spider-Man, but I get it, reuse. And his legs move that far up, that far back, legs rock around, thigh swivel, double jointed knees, and no heel to the Peter Parker butt. You got the ankles that move up, down, and the all-around ankle rockers. Now for some comparisons, here is Peter Parker next to Gwen Stacy. Here he is next to his main love interest, Mary Jane. And on the right, I have a Mary Jane cosplaying as Spider-Man, using mainly the Ashley Barton parts for a kit bash. Here is Peter Parker next to Stan the Man Lee. Here he is next to both Pizza Spider-Man mold and the Retro Spider-Man mold. And I feel like this Peter Parker physique fits more in line with the Pizza Spidey mold. Next up, you gotta have these two together. So here's Peter Parker next to J. Jonah Jameson. And lastly, here he is next to my custom animated series inspired Curt Connors. I always wanted to do this Doc Connors to Lizard transformation sequence, so look out for the photos at the end. And basically what I did was take the Bruce Banner MCU figure, paint the shirt in black, paint the pants in purple. The lab coat I got from the Toy Biz Fantastic Four box set, Reed Richards, I believe. The head, I was looking for my Victor Von Doom head that came with the infamous Doom, or infamous Iron Man figure, I should say, but I couldn't find that, so I just took the Jamie Madrox head. I forgot where this headgear was, but the arm I got from one of those spin-off lines from Hasbro or Toy Biz, one of their Spider-Man classic spin-off lines, came with that little, you know, happy iguana, and it had the freaking gimmick tail. That was freaking hilarious. So yeah, I just popped the arms off of that one, but I also have the option to remove it and display the armless Curt Connors. And then I use the Storm Collectibles Reptile alternate head as this sort of transitioning transformation. Also, sorry there won't be an on the shelf segment as my Spider-Man display is a hot mess. I may show it off sometime later in a collection video one day. Alright, and now to wrap things up, my final rating is a 7.5 out of 10. It's a pretty simple look, and simple is all that was needed to make this good. A civilian Peter Parker was much needed for my Legends collection. For the longest time, I've been wishing for a comic accurate Peter Parker figure, and I'm happy to finally have one. Can't have all these Spider-Man figures and not have the man that dons the suit. It was one of the utmost important figures to make, and I wish it didn't take this long, but hey, we finally get it. I'm already having fun in my head with ideas of several cool pictures I can take now and later on. The accessories are pretty neat. I don't have any problems with the heads at all since it's respectfully paying homage to the legendary Steve Ditko. Just needed a tingling effect for his Peter Tingle head. The camera is the most important accessory to Peter being a photographer, and it's probably my favorite prop out of the wave. But with no Bath featured in this wave, this figure could have benefited from some Spidey-like hand gestures for some additional accessories to put this figure over a little. All in all, a necessity for the Spider-Man collection. Now I kick it back to you guys. What do you guys think of this Peter Parker figure? What other civilian figures would you like to see next? Aunt May, Eddie Brock, Felicia Hardy, or someone else? Comment below, let me know, we'll chat about it. That was my review. Please follow me on Instagram if you haven't already. Link is in the description below. Get your Marvel Legends Spider-Man Retro Wave at Big Bad Toy Store. Link is in the description below. Hit the notification bell so you always know when my latest videos are up. Share and subscribe if you're new. Enjoy the pics at the end of the video. See you on the next review. Peace, peace. Welcome to another post-credit scene, and no, I won't have Naked Sexy Sauron appear for another cameo here, but I want to give my thanks to you guys for sticking through the entire montage as you saw at the end of it. It is to be continued because my next video is the one that majority of you have been clamoring for me to review, and that is the retro classic Spider-Man. I told you back when I was a host on Unparalleled Universe's livestream that it would be my Christmas gift to you guys, and I'm a man of my word. I know I'm the last person to review this, but if you care what I think about it, then stay tuned. So get your popcorn ready as I have a lot to say and lots of pictures to share. So I'll see you on this next review. Peace, peace.